All right, is everybody ready? All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one, two. Get it on,
Let's get it on. Welcome back to the Get Sunday Covered podcast. It's touchdown there, and Tig Gritty's with you as always.
Heyo.
And week one of the playoffs is in the books. I don't really want to talk about it, man. Can we talk about something different?
You got a heartbreaker over there, eh? Not feeling good?
I said I don't want to talk about it.
Shout out Joe
So
Mo.
maybe we let dude.
Cinderella
Bishop,
story
like
continues, eh?
fantasy football, man. This is
Oh, bro.
yeah. Good job, Joe. Congratulations. How'd you do this weekend, Brandon? Welcome to the show. How you feeling?
Um, I'm not feeling too shabby. Um, to be honest,
I mean, a bye week will do that to you.
I mean, obviously I'm good because I had a bye week. So I didn't have to worry about anything this week, but
Oh, I didn't have to worry about anything this week.
I mean, I'm pretty stoked. I'm in my Jersey Mystery Box fucking championship. That's a 2 week championship. I made the
Let's
ship in
go.
one league, so things are looking good, and I'm hoping to
I like
continue
it,
that.
man.
Um, I only
Love it.
I had 3 leagues that I had playoffs this week. That of my 6, I lost one. So I actually play you next week in that league for the battle for fifth.
Battle for fifth. Whoa.
Irrelevant. Now, the good
That's
thing
right.
about that
That's
league
right.
is, I
The
mean,
participation ribbon.
yeah, seriously. I could have won this week. I did not really pay much attention to that league. I was more focused on the big Jersey box league I'm in. Um, yeah. I could have won that week. I made some adjustments, but I
Coulda,
was too
shoulda,
focused
woulda.
on other shit, and
I feel you.
life was a little busy this last week, so all good, all good. But yeah, I mean, how'd your week go this week, Cody?
Not well, my friend. Not well at all. I made it to the second round in one of my four leagues that I was in the playoffs. So
And did you get any
it is
buys
what
in
it
any
is, man.
leagues?
I didn't. No, no. I snuck into the playoffs in a couple. Got upset in a couple more. So it's what happens, I guess. I don't know. I felt like I did all the things that I needed to do, and I didn't diversify my revenue enough. So
Well,
my team really didn't
hopefully
show
you're
up.
not out too many bucks. GS, correct me if I'm wrong, but GSC is the biggest buy-in league you're in, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
By far.
Yeah, GSC's biggest money league, the one that I care about the most,
Right.
obviously. But we're gonna get into all of that, guys. But welcome to episode 15. Round one of the playoffs is in. We're gonna cover it all. We're gonna do a little bit of a recap, talk about some things that went down in GSC, talk about a little bit of playoff strategy moving forward, kind of how the playoff picture looks for Get Sunday Covered, and maybe a little bit of Brandon's bets. But we're glad to have you guys with us, and uh, talk fantasy football for the most part. That's what I have to say.
All luck, right?
Well, if you ask Jordan, it's 90% luck and 10% skill.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah,
Before we
well,
jump in, Brandon, we're about we're about a week away from Christmas, man. Are you feeling the spirit?
I am feeling the Christmas spirit. Matter of fact, let me jump up here real quick. So I got a green shirt on under this, unfortunately, but I got my Santa Claus ho 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 shirt on tonight. Um, yeah. I mean, I got some pretty
Love it,
sweet
dude.
Christmas shirts, so I like to bring them out. Um, maybe
Do you get
maybe
down on the whole ugly Christmas sweater thing? Do you guys do
ooh
that?
ooh. Give me 1 second. Let me come right back. I got something better than an ugly Christmas sweater. Give me 1 second.
I'm excited for this. I don't know what he's doing right now, but knowing Brandon, it's going to be something ridiculous. For those of you guys that are watching it, do you guys have snow where you're at? We're still waiting for it here in Idaho. It snowed while we were gone, and I
So
missed it all.
you said ugly Christmas sweater. I'm gonna one up you, and I'm gonna say, how about some ugly Christmas pants?
Are those yours or are those your wife's?
Oh no, these are mine. These are dress pants, bro. I shit you not. These are dress pants. And I wear
That's
these
awesome.
every year, the Friday before Christmas at work,
I love that.
or the day before Christmas at work. But these are my ugly Christmas dress pants. They're dress pants too, so I love these, man.
So
It's
they're like pleated and they're like the slack material.
Oh yeah. They're 100% dress pants. Like they're actually very soft and comfy and they're pretty sweet.
That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
I
These
love
are
that.
wicked.
So let me ask you then, since we're in the Christmas spirit, um, in your opinion, what is the best Christmas movie of all
Christmas
time?
story.
Hands
Christmas
down,
story hands
no
down.
question. You didn't even hesitate.
Nope. Don't need to.
Love it. I like you were prepared. That's great. Okay.
No, I
Can I
just
tell you, can
I
I
just know my what Christmas story that or what Christmas movie is my favorite, and I nominate A Christmas Story. With I would say probably right behind that, Christmas Vacation.
like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret right here. Shout out to Seamus too, because I've told him this before, but I've never seen A Christmas Story.
Are you, bro?
I
On the
swear, dude,
program,
it's
dog.
not a joke. It's not a joke. You and I were talking the
Golly.
other day, like about the things that I haven't seen in the movies that I haven't seen. I gotta get with it. Christmas
Yeah,
Story's on that list, man. I've never seen it.
you gotta get with it, bro. Um, wow, that shocks
But
me.
I feel like it's just like, Star Wars and Game of Thrones and all that shit. Like I've seen enough on social media to feel like I don't really need to see it. Like I've seen all the good shit on social media.
That's fair. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I mean, Christmas Story by far is my favorite, but to each their own. Um, what is yours?
Didn't that movie come out before you were born?
Hell yeah, I did. And you know what my dad does every year on Christmas Day? He rolls that shit all day long.
Hell
I
yeah.
love it. I fucking love it.
I
And now
love
that
it,
I'm
dude.
older and I'm able to drink, and it's kind of become tradition that my dad and I will open a bottle of whiskey and just kind of sit back throughout the day sipping whiskey and just watch A Christmas Story and just have a ball.
That's so cool, dude. I love that.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not
for
too bad.
me, I like I like Home Alone 2, man. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. It's a good one for me. It's either that or Elf. Two classics, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
Elf is
if
Elf
that's not
is
on everybody's
solid.
top 10, top five.
I was gonna say top three. If Elf isn't in your top three, like, because I would put Elf in my top three easily. Like Elf. Okay, here's a better question. Die Hard. Do you consider it a Christmas movie? Oh, okay. So it's irrelevant to you.
I've never seen Die Hard either.
Jesus, bro. I can't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. Yes, it takes precedent during Christmas and that timing, but I can't consider it a true Christmas movie. It's
I
not
feel like I'm
relevant
just
enough.
constantly building up a list of things that I have to see for future conversation.
Oh, bro. It's so awesome. This is the first true year for at least myself and wifey that we've really been able to get Theo, our son, really excited for Christmas. Like he's
Like he gets it now.
he understands. Like he's at that age where he understands and like the whole concept, and it's amazing to kind of see the excitement growing in his eyes, and just like him, we were doing ornaments and putting ornaments up, and just how excited, he gets with that, and being able to kind of start all these Christmas movies with him. Dude, I mean, he is hooked on Grinch. Like hooked.
Nice.
Like I
So like the animated Grinch or the Jim Carrey Grinch?
animated, but the new animated, not the old one.
Gotcha.
Like the new animated one, he loves it. Now, wifey and I will say we might use that to our advantage if he's being a little butthead, and we might just say, let me call a Grinch real quick.
The Grinch called.
Hey, Mr. Grinch,
You're
Theo's not
fucking
being
up,
good
Theo.
today. I need to come take his presents. He's lost his presents for a day. He's lost the ability to play on his iPad for a day, and yeah, I mean, we don't let him play on his iPad a lot, but sometimes.
See, I feel like it is as an adult you gain a greater appreciation for the power of the Grinch.
Oh, 100%. We're gonna do Elf on a Shelf next year. So we're gonna start more of kind of the
Have you seen those?
Christmas traditions next year.
Have you seen those videos of like the people that dress up as the Grinch and like just bust into their kids' living room and start stealing all their presents and shit and just scare the shit out of the kids?
Bro, I shit you not, that was an idea
It's
Kennedy and I
incredible, dude.
had. That's an idea Kennedy and I already had. Conversation we've already had about possibly going and buying a Grinch costume to then have someone or myself run in the house and just start stealing presents just to see reaction.
Yeah. Please film that. Can we
Oh,
use that later? Yeah,
100%, bro. It
absolutely
would be
film that.
absolutely filmed. You would see it on our TikTok.
Love it.
Speaking of which, I may be starting a new kind of little podcast on the side with wifey.
Really?
Yeah, we might start a little
What's this all about?
um well, she wants to start a podcast and kind of do like a little kind of book TikTok kind of podcast. So might be in the works. Obviously,
Okay. Does
it's
she know that you don't know how to read?
fuck you. I know how to read. I just don't read the books she reads. I read more kind of uh self,
Picture books.
huh?
Picture books.
No. I to my son, absolutely. Myself, no, I read more kind of like self-motivation books and sales books, kind of shit like that. Management books, just kind of those kind of books for myself, but she's
A
kind
bit
of
less of a
more of
story story, more of like a self-help type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. She reads more of these like fantasy books, which I mean, to be honest, I have no problem with it. I just have yet to really start, and I know I have some time because we're gonna wait until probably 3, 4 months before we really start it, just because of the baby and everything and the adjustment. So I have some time, but things are in the works, back end wise.
Nice, dude.
So it's kind of fun. I'm
Nice. I love
excited.
it.
Um, yeah, we'll see how it goes. With that being
Well,
said,
keep
Cody,
us updated on that.
yeah, absolutely. With that being said, why don't we just jump right into the wild week this was of majority of leagues, per se, I guess, with the first round of playoffs.
Let's get it on.
Welcome, folks, to our weekly recap. Nothing short here this week within the league. Um, some solid matchups, all in all. Um, but man, this was this was a week, brother. Um, Obviously you had myself and Drax on buys. So, we were able to kind of relax this week. I'll be honest, I really didn't even try and set my lineup this week within GSC, because I was on buy, so I
No
really
point.
didn't. But with that being said, why don't we just jump into our first matchup, which was the 4 seed One Great Taste versus the 5 seed Steeler Virginity.
This was our game of the week
And this
on
was
last week's episode.
and I got
Uh,
something for you. This was the one game last week we predicted correctly.
this is it.
This is the only
God,
one.
God damn. That's embarrassing, dude.
Every other
See,
game we got incorrect.
I'm going to touch on this when we get into my matchup, but this is one of those weeks where I'm very thankful that we don't pride ourselves on being fantasy football analysts. We just kind of talk about our own league because we would have looked like fucking morons. Looking at this matchup, Steeler Virginity moving on. Welcome to the second round, my friend. Knocking off the number 4 seed, One Great Taste. Tough week for him, let down big time by the Jets offense once again. Nothing out of Breece Hall. Uh, dude, I I'm looking at this lineup and there's been a lot of talk in the fantasy community about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce
I wanted to touch on
and the
that
Chiefs
tonight
offense
too. So I was actually waiting for this to
specifically.
populate, and this is perfect. I
Yeah,
have
so go ahead. Go ahead and dive into that.
I have Kelsey in another league. I I'm not playing him in this other league this week because I'm going and picking up McBride. McBride is available in this league, and I'm
How is
picking him
McBride
up.
available?
I have no clue, but I'm picking him up and I'm playing him. He's a pick up and play for
What's
me. And Kelsey is going to my bench. Yeah, I understand it's Travis Kelsey, but I truly, over the last 8 weeks, he's been irrelevant. He's the number one or number 9 tight end over on average over the last 8 weeks.
yeah, yep. And it's funny that you mentioned that because on the flip side of this matchup, Steeler Virginity had Trey McBride. We talked about this last week. He's been crushing
Hell
it
of
for
a
him, man.
pickup.
Yeah, definitely. Uh,
And I
the
mean,
final score of this matchup, I don't think really illustrates how close this matchup was. Uh, But Steeler virginity, it's so weird to look at these two teams, and I kind of consider myself in the same category. Like, obviously in the West, we had four of us that were at 8-6.
Right.
This could have gone either way.
Oh, 100%. Now,
I
I
don't
guess
know how much I don't know how much the injury to Achan or Achain had to do with that performance, but Mostert on the flip side, right? We talked about that. Then two down performances for the number two running backs on both of these teams.
yeah.
This could have gone either way. So, hats off to Steeler virginity, man. He got it done.
Yeah. 100% couldn't agree more. I to be honest, I'm rooting for him this week. I would love to see Jordan in the championship. Shout out to my man Jordan. Um, let's let's hope he can
Well, hang
knock
on
off
before
Drax.
before we move on. I want to talk a little bit about the bench for one great taste. Like,
Yeah, I was looking at that as well. Godwin and Addison. Yikes.
and if I'm being honest, I would have made the same starting lineup that he did. I would have played the same players that he did. Like, you can't fault the guy for starting who he started.
You think you would have played D Hop over Addison or Godwin?
I do. And here's why. Addison, we had JJ coming back with Mullins at quarterback. I'm
That
for
was
sure sitting Addison.
fair.
Godwin,
So, hasn't done much with Evans and
he
Baker,
hasn't done much at all.
right?
Like, I don't know that I would have started him regardless. You know what I mean?
Well,
Up
and
to
that
this week,
and
his
touching
highest
on that,
scoring week was week 8 at 17 points.
how do you feel T. Higgins managers feel right now? Same kind of same kind of route there, eh?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's got to be. So, I one great taste. Like I said, I would have made the same start sit decisions that he did.
Right.
It just rolled the other way for sure.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the second round, Jordan.
Man, Jordan also had McLaurin on the bench, so curious to see what goes on there. With that being said, leads us right into your matchup versus Hot Chub Time Machine 3 versus 6. Down goes the 3 seed, the Cinderella story for Hot Chub Time Machine, aka Joe. It lives on to round 2. Good luck, my friend, this week. Um, I am looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I've been thinking about this all day today, all day yesterday, knowing that we were going to have to record this, talk about this. I really don't know what to say. Like, hats off to Joe. He did exactly what he needed to do to get a win. He put together a really good lineup as far as start 'em, sit 'em. There's not a ton of points on his bench. The pickup of CEH was huge for him. I saw that Pacheco was out, and I felt comfortable with my running backs and didn't feel like rostering 3 Chiefs, so I let it go, and it bit me. And then, I had the surprise Tyreek is out for the first round of the playoffs. That did not help.
Yeah.
And of course, I was playing his Jalen Waddle, which did not help.
Yeah, I
And
feel
then I had a couple players, Brandon Ayuk, Jerome Ford, both of them had their worst games of the season. That did not help. So tough, man. This is
yeah,
fantasy, I guess.
rough. I personally feel like I saw a lot of this week within some of my playoffs that were going on. One of mine included where Waddle was playing against Tyreek and Tyreek was out, and all of those managers that had Tyreek this week lost, and Waddle took those points and ended up getting the win. Ended up getting
Yeah.
their team the win and moving on to the next round. I mean, for
Yeah.
me, it advanced me to a championship round. Shout out my elevate 08 boys, Lucas and Brian. Thank y'all, fellas. I'm gonna go win the ship and get this jersey mystery box in that league.
Oh boy. Yeah, man. I've felt like I had a chance in this. Obviously, starting off Thursday night with Gibbs going off the way he did. Bro, first of all, let's take a side street and say that the Broncos looked like shit.
Oh, the Broncos.
They
I'm
looked
gonna be
so bad,
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think New England's a trap game for y'all.
right?
I think New
The
England is a
benefit is that it's
trap game
in
to get
Denver.
you. Yeah, and New England struggles in Denver. I will openly say that, but I feel like it's a trap game for y'all.
You want to put a little wager on that?
I don't, but I just want to say that I feel like it's
Sure,
a trap game.
sure.
I don't.
Let's make it a friendly five. Let's make it a friendly $5. I'll take the Broncos.
Okay, I'll do a $5. I'll do
Five
five.
dollars to the GSC fund.
Sure,
Bet. All right,
I'll do
cool.
five. That's fair.
But
Nothing,
yeah, man,
but I feel like
Broncos
it's a
looked
trap
like
game.
shit in that game. And if you had anybody on the Lions, you were happy, honestly. And I got Gibbs in that game,
You
and
got
that was a rough way to
fudged,
start. And I still felt like I had a chance,
right?
but man, everybody else just kind of went off for him. Waddle with his one of the best games of the year.
Yep. But
CEH, Jaden Reed, Jalen Reed, whatever his name is,
yeah,
best game of the year, you know. So good for Joe. I hope he keeps it going.
a lot of his players had their best game of the year. So I hope that continues for you, and I wish you the best this week, Joe. Good luck. With that being said, let's take a peek into our toilet bowl. Um Toilet bowl this week had our 7 seed Revenge of the Aints taking on the 10 seed Amelia's Army, and oh, we have an upset.
He
Uh
achieved his goal.
he is not going to be in fighting for last this year. Um
Congratulations.
Congrats, Amelia's Army. You don't have to wear a tutu in Las Vegas.
That's it. I mean, honestly, like, what else do you want to say? Like,
I don't really
yeah,
have much to
like
say. I'm not gonna dive too
we've
much
been
into
saying
the
it.
toilet bowl. Just to be honest, I
We've been saying it, man. Like he wasn't losing because he had a shitty team. He had shitty matchups. So
yeah. I
uh,
mean, Mike Evans once again having a solid
they
week.
all went off, dude. Yeah,
Laporta really the
here's one thing that
outlier
I
in
do
here.
want to touch on though. I do want to say this. He texted me on Thursday and said, "How do you feel about the tight end position?
I remember
I
you
want to play
texted me about this.
Laporta, but he's got a bad matchup. I think I'm gonna play Okonkwo instead." So you out of your goddamn mind?
I would have loved to see him play Okonkwo. Like that would have
Like,
made
Seamus,
me
don't
fucking
overthink
die.
it, dude. It's Laporta. He's the fucking man, dude.
Yeah,
And
he
he
is
was the man. Like,
running shit right now. If you have Laporta in any
dude,
league, I mean, if you
play
make,
him.
yeah, fucking play Laporta.
There. What I like about Laporta, and this is just, outside of the fantasy realm. What I like about Laporta is that they are drawing up plays specifically for him. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
he's becoming the first read for Goff on a lot of these play calls. especially in the red zone, and that's huge. This is what Kelsey was last year and the year before.
Yep.
Laporta is getting the offense running through him. Like if they're not running the ball, they're looking at Laporta as much, if not more, than they are St. Brown.
Yeah, no,
I'll
100%.
take that.
I'm really hoping St. Brown has a week this week, especially going up against Joe. So let's have ASB come through for me.
Looking at the flip side of that matchup real quickly for Revenge of the Aints, just kind of a bummer, man. Eckler let you down once again. It's been a shit year for Eckler. I'll be surprised if he's you know,
First round pick next year.
drafted in the 10th round next year. Maybe. No way. Get the fuck out of here. No,
Yeah.
he's not.
Like
No way.
Eckler is going to be, and he'll be in the seventh
He's
or
done, buddy.
plus next year. There's no way he's not. Unless something drastic
Yeah.
changes. Obviously, you have
Yeah, I agree.
offensive change with Brandon Staley being fired. But that'll
About time.
yeah, seriously. But we'll see how things progress there. Um, Speaking of, the fucking Chargers
But good job with
absolutely
Millions Army
got
moving
fucking
on, even
railed.
not in the total. Yeah, of course.
Um, Jump into this next matchup, our final one in the toilet bowl. Bench don't kill my vibe. Our 8 seed taking on the 9 seed of Cortland Sutton. Both of the upper seeds ended up getting the dubs in the toilet bowl, as well as the upper bracket. All upsets this week overall. Um,
This one was a lot closer than I think anybody expected.
this one, I mean, came down to last night, Monday night,
It
with
did.
Bench Don't Kill My Vibe having both AJ Brown and Metcalf. She was down by about, I want to say 20. She was down by about 24, 25. Came back, made it a hell of a matchup. And to be honest, I was hoping this game was going to go to OT. I really wanted to see Bench Don't Kill My Vibe and Amelia's Army face off.
So did
Unfortunately,
I.
didn't happen. But good on Cortland Sutton keeping himself out the toilet bowl. Now, I do want to touch on this. Revenge of the Yanks. This is back-to-back seasons for him being in the toilet bowl.
Oof.
Can
I
he
didn't realize that.
stay out of last place?
Yeah, that's not something that I would have anticipated. But now that you mention it, that's kind of interesting.
Yep. Last year took dead last because he was our Reaper in the Reaper League. And that was
That's
why
right.
he was the Reaper. Took dead last.
That's right.
Now last year he ended up playing in the toilet bowl final. He ended up playing Cortland Sutton. So Cortland Sutton moved up the rankings this year. Congratulations, brother. Making things change. Hopefully next year we get you in the playoffs. Got a pretty stacked West Division. Maybe that's something we talk about in the off season, Cody. I know that's something we chatted about, seeing maybe if
A little
we
shake up.
do a little shake up in the divisions or something along those lines. So maybe we do something along those lines.
I wish there were more games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely
Like if
know what you mean.
like obviously I want to play everybody in division, but like I don't know if we could add like 6 or 8 more games in the season. It'd be so fun.
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Maybe that's like where like the league median stuff kind of comes into play, you know?
Yeah, that would be where the league median kind of comes in.
I don't necessarily want to do that in GSC, but
Maybe
I'm just saying like I wish I had more chances
maybe a little
to beat
tester
people.
league,
Yeah.
experimental. Maybe we add that into. I really like the Reaper this year how we did it. Maybe next year we add a league median into that and do it again.
Yeah, Reaper was sweet, which fuck you, Joe. I got you in the Reaper.
So you got somewhat of revenge, but not
I
not
guess.
not where it counts.
Not that it mattered.
um
So
Cody, I will
toilet
say
bowl.
this year you've moved up in the standings as well. Same with Joe. Teams that went down this year would have been Amelia's Army, obviously our reigning champ. And Bench Don't Kill My Vibe moving down. She ended up finishing sixth last year. This year she is going to finish at best ninth. So drop down in the standings there. Um,
Yeah.
and then One Great Taste. He'll also drop down in the standings with his loss this year. Last year he finished second. This year the best he can finish is fifth.
Ryan was in the ship last year.
Yes. It was One Great
That's
Taste
awesome.
versus Amelia's Army last year. Amelia's
Dude, I
Army
swear, I feel
took
like
the win.
Ryan is always there. I don't know. I'd be curious to look this up. We don't have to do it right now, but I'd be curious to see if like has Ryan ever been in the lower bracket? I don't think so.
Yes.
I really don't think he has. I don't
2021.
think so. Was he?
2021. He finished in seventh.
Wow.
Uh,
I feel like Ryan is always up there.
2020, he finished fourth. 2019, he finished ninth. And that's as far back
Well, I'll
as.
tell you, pre-sleeper get Sunday covered, Ryan ran this shit. I think in the first few years of GSC, Ryan went like 30 and 11 with a championship in there.
Wow.
Like he
All right.
dominated GSC.
Good
So
on him. Yeah. I mean, so looking at this matchup, Bench Don't Kill My Vibe in the toilet bowl, Portland Slutton, moving on. Bijan has negative points on the week. Yowzers.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's crazy.
T. Higgins ended up paying off this week. Josh Palmer paid off this week. I messaged in the group if I should play Palmer or Robinson. I made the right choice, man. I had a feeling about Palmer this week, especially with Keenan Allen
Good thing you
out,
didn't listen to me.
and it worked for me, and I couldn't
Yep.
have been more happy. With that being said, let's take a look at playoff preview for round number 2. So we got Tiggle
Just
Gritties
get it.
and Hot Chub Time Machine, 2 seed versus 6 seed. We got Draxum Sklounce versus Steeler Virginity, our 1 seed versus our 5 seed. In our 5th place matchup, we got Touchdown There versus One Great Taste. And in the Toilet Bowl, Bench Don't Kill My Vibe and Revenge of the Aints. Gonna be a wild one this week, my friend. Not necessarily gonna be able to kind of
I look
get
forward to it.
reads on this upcoming week just based off of points because it's not 1 a.m. and Sleeper has not updated matchups quite yet, but we do know who is going through. With that being said, just kind of want to see what you're feeling. Let's start down in this lower bracket in the toilet bracket. Let's start with our seventh place matchup of Cortland Sutton versus Amelia's Army. Who are you feeling in this eighth place matchup? Or I guess seventh place matchup. Who's taking the dub here?
Man, without even looking at it, seeing the players and the matchups and things like that. Uh, sorry, Steven, but I'm gonna roll with Amelia's Army right here. He's dealt with a lot of shit. He's, you know, put up with a lot of crap talk and be last place, and I think he makes that happen. So I'm gonna go with Amelia's Army.
Your internet might be a little spotty. We're getting a little bit of a disconnect from you, Cody, but no worries. Couldn't agree with you more. I'm taking Amelia's Army in this matchup as well. I apologize, Cortland Sutton. He's, like Cody said, having some tough matchups. But I do think he manages to pull out the win. Um, let's jump into our toilet bowl. We have Revenge of the Aints taking on Bench Don't Kill My Vibe. Who do you think is our toilet bowl champion this year?
This one I think is going to be a little bit closer than the other one. And I hate to say it, but I feel like our two-time champ is she's gonna be last this year, man. I think so. Had she not, I don't know, dude. It's hard to say. I yeah, I think it's Whitney. I think Whitney's taking last. I was gonna try to explain this a little bit more, but I don't know if I really can. Like after go either way, but
Yeah,
I
I,
don't think it looks good.
I'm gonna follow you there. I think Whitney is going to be our toilet bowl champ this year. We'll have some fun in Vegas, doing some punishment with you, but I think she is going to be is this gonna be the first time she's the toilet bowl champ, Cody?
I think so. Yeah. If I'm correct, I don't think she's ever been dead last. I know she's been close, but this might be the first time she takes the toilet bowl.
Let's see. I'm just scouring through. I can go back to 2019. So she got ninth in 2021. Um, wasn't quite last. Yeah. So
But I don't think seven has either. So,
seven took the toilet bowl last year.
oh yeah. So we just said that.
Yeah. So back to back years. I hope that doesn't happen for you, Seven. I'm rooting for you, brother. Um, but man, yeah, Seven. It's I hope to see you in that winners column, but we will see what happens there. All in all,
Watch this be the most exciting game of the week, honestly.
well, let's be honest. Cortland Sutton and Bench Don't Kill My Vibe ended up being the most exciting game this last week.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, it's very well possible. I will say, I wasn't really paying attention until late in the game, and then I kind of saw where they were in terms of points, and I was like, oh, this might get interesting, and sure shit, it did. So we'll kind of see what happens there. With that being said, let's jump into our fifth place matchup this week. We got good old touchdown there taking on One Great Taste. I mean,
Tiebreaker. Be a tiebreaker match.
a little tiebreaker match going on here.
Yes, sir. He got me early in the season, and then I got him back in the second round of divisional matchups. So I wish it was in a different bracket of the championship, but I like this. I'm excited. A couple of OGs going at it right here. I'm hoping and praying that my team comes back to its normal form. Hopefully, I get Tyreek back. Um, but I could say the same for One Great Taste. Maybe, Kelsey has a better game than he's been having. So I don't know. I think it's in large part a toss up, but obviously I'm betting on myself. So give me fifth place.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm gonna take you in this matchup pretty easy. Um, Ryan, I think Cody has a better team on paper, and I'm gonna kind of follow that there. Jump into our next matchup, our 1 seed Draxum Sclounce taking on Steeler Virginity. What you got here?
Dude,
This is really a toss up, and I really like this matchup this week. Obviously, I hope I win this week, and I am seeing one of these guys next week. Regardless, I am. I just hope I'm in playing the winner of this matchup, not the loser.
here's what I will say. I'm very conflicted for this matchup. One, I kind of want to see Stefan get out of the second round for the first
Is
time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this the year the Maple Leafs get it done and move past the second round? Or should I say the
But also
Maple Leafs?
the main Leafs. I love that. But
Shout out to you
also,
for texting that to me earlier. I just used it.
I kind of don't want to see that because if he makes it out, we can't continue to make this joke anymore. So like I can't I'm rooting for Stefan here. Um I want, you know, Steeler Virginity got his championship 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So I want Drax to get it done. However, if I'm being honest, unless CMC puts up another 40-point game, I don't think he does.
I would agree with you. Um, I
I think he gets beat again.
I would love to see Drax get out the second round. But I'm rooting for Steeler Virginity. I really want to play Jordan in the championship. I feel like obviously I ideally everyone wants the number one and the number two facing off against each other. I mean in this matchup, I'm kind of it's a toss up for me either way. Um yeah, I mean I I this week is kind of a week where I don't really care because I'm focused on my own matchup and what I need to get done in with my team. And I'll worry about next week with whomever. But I think I'm gonna take in this matchup. Man, this is fucking tough. Uh,
Right?
like
Right?
this one is tough, and this is really like the matchup that I like. I don't foresee CMC throwing up another 40, anything along those lines. I do think I see Drax in the championship. I just think it's gonna
Are
be
you
a
going to take Drax here?
I'm gonna take Drax.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna take
I hope he does.
are you taking Drax or Steeler?
I will take Steeler Virginity.
Perfect. And jump into our last matchup. You got myself, the 2 seed Tiggle Gritties taking on Hot Chub Time Machine. Obviously, I'm taking myself. I'm very confident in my team.
Let's go, Joe. Keep it rolling, man.
I
You
am
can't
putting an
knock me
end
off. And then,
to Joe's Cinderella story here.
yeah, um, Joe, I just want to say, like, utmost respect, man. You did a good job at putting together the lineup that you did. Um, However, I do think you have a number of players that went off in a way that I don't think is repeatable. So I, as well, am going to go with Tickle Gritties. Waddle's not going to get another 30 points if Tyreek is back. CEH is not going to put up another 20 if Pacheco is back. Maybe Jaden Reed can give you another serviceable week. But
Maybe.
in large part, these guys that went off for you, Gibbs, Waddle, CEH in particular, I think it's going to be hard to repeat that. And unless they do repeat that, it's going to be tough to keep pace with Tickle Gritty. So you got my vote, Brandon.
Cool. Well, maybe this will be I mean, as far as I've kind of looked back, it's been rough for the teams on bye to get out of the second round.
Yes, it has.
I don't think looking at, let's see, didn't happen last year. Didn't happen in 2021. Crap, my phone froze. Bear with me. Um, yeah, I mean it's been, let's see. Didn't happen last year, didn't happen in 2021. 2020 didn't happen either. And 2019 it didn't happen either. So last couple years teams on bye aren't getting through. Historically, I think within GSC we've never had both teams on a bye get into the championship. Think
I
this
don't think so.
might be the year that it actually happens. But we will see. But I definitely think one of the teams on a bye is getting into the championship to kind of break what's been happening since at least 2019. So that's 4 years. So kind of take that out the equation now.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, not really anything necessarily for me right now. Um, in terms of Brandon's bets, but with that being said, I like to cook, Cody. So why don't we cook together? Um,
Let's get it.
Jump on in here. Bear with me one moment. Let's jump into Brandon's bets. Um, if you guys don't have a FanDuel account, speaking of, um, go ahead. There's a link in the description on this video. Go ahead, use that link. Get $50 on FanDuel as a sign-on bonus and bonus bets. Terms do apply. I think you have to deposit $10 and place a $10 bet and let that settle. But let's cook, Cody. I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking
I support it.
the Bengals.
I support it.
I'm taking the Bills minus 12 and a half.
Obviously.
I'm gonna probably let's wager. Let's do some alternates on here this week. I'm gonna take the Bills minus 9.5. Jump back in here. Colts, Falcons. What we'll do here, we're gonna take the Colts on their side. I'm gonna take the Colts plus 5.5. I'm gonna take Green Bay. I'm gonna take the under
Same.
in Cleveland, Houston. I'm gonna take Detroit.
Yes, definitely.
Jets, Commanders. I'm taking the Commanders. I don't think the Jets win this game. I just really don't like New York. It's always been me though. I'm a New England fan. Um, after what just Seattle just pulled off, hard to not take them against
Agreed.
Tennessee. I like it. However, I'm gonna take the under in this game. Better odds. 41.5. That seems fairly decent. They just had the Eagles in town. Very explosive offense. They didn't even put up 20 on them. They hit the under in that game. I think this game hits the under. Jacksonville, Tampa Bay. I feel like this is going to be
I
an
think this is going to be a good game.
shootout. I'm taking the over in that game.
Yep.
Bears, Cardinals. I'm taking, you know what? Ooh, I'm going to take an alternate spread on this. I'm going to take the Cardinals, but I'm going to take them at plus 9.5.
Wow.
Um, Means they can lose by 9, but they can't lose by 10. That's what I'm going to take on that game. Miami, Philly, or Dallas. I'm going to take an alternate here as well. But it's going to be alternate over under. I'm going to take.
Who you got here?
I like Dallas. I think they bounce back after their loss this week, but we'll see there. Um, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm gonna take the alternate in the totals, 43.5. That's what I'm gonna take. Cooking up a 12 legger so far. Let's cook up the full 16, see what happens here. Uh New England, Denver. I said I feel like this is a trap game for the Broncos. Um, However, I'm gonna take the over in this matchup. Um, just off the way I feel. Um, if you want to take the over, you know what? Let's I like it. I've said it. I'm gonna take the trap. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take the over. I'm tempted. I'm tempted, but um, I'm yeah. I'm gonna take the over 34.5. That's solid, but yeah. Take Kansas City. Um, in this matchup, I'm gonna buy the half point on Kansas City, bring it down to 9.5. Um, I don't like the flat line at 10. So I'm gonna bring it down to 9.5. Eagles, Giants, bounce back week for Philly. I think they blow out the Giants. Um, Ravens, 49ers. Boy, this is a matchup, but I'm gonna take the Niners at home. 16 leg parlay, really easy. $10, 36,000. We cooking.
Let's get it.
I also will say I like this week. I like CMC 2 touchdowns. I like Mike Evans, anytime touchdown scorer. I like Amon-Ra, anytime touchdown scorer. I like Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown scorer. I like um Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown scorer. I don't know what those odds are right now, but take a peek at our socials. You'll be able to see that later.
Sweet.
All in all,
Put some money in your pocket.
if they hit, you're welcome. Um, from that aspect, but not much else from me today. Cody, you got any closing words or anything along those lines? For the folks.
Hey, I just want to say good luck to everybody in round 2. Hope it all pans out and for the next couple of weeks. And don't forget to stay tuned. We've got some exciting stuff coming, so
Cody,
make sure to like and subscribe.
we got some big things coming, y'all. Cody and we've really been doing some damage control on that. I guess not damage control, but really been putting in work for something down the line. Like we've said time and time again, Pro Bowl weekend. Be ready.
Yes, sir.
We got it in the works. We've got mostly everything I feel like polished out. We may or may not be recording that podcast a little bit early. I have a baby on the way.
Congratulations, Daddy.
Thank you, sir. We just want to ensure that we're ahead of the curve. Obviously, with me, basically, I can have a baby any day now. Over the next month per se. Just want to kind of have our stuff all completed. So, we're excited to announce this. We're excited to get everyone involved. Just keep your eyes out. Definitely the biggest podcast we're gonna have to date. There is going to be a lot of bombs dropped, so be ready, folks.
Absolutely.
But with that being said, drop a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to hit us up to always get your guys' Sundays covered. We will see you championship week next week. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your week. Good luck to everyone in the second round. We'll see you guys.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Good.